Max Wutzke, one of three recent commits for the Sherwood Park Crusaders. Max, I wish we were meeting under better circumstances, my friend, i.e. off to a national championship series, but here we are. How's it been in the meantime?
It's been weird, but it's been good. I mean, still got some school to do, so that's been keeping me busy. But being home at this stage of, April now, still feels like it's March. But I feel like we should be in Sherwood Park in the dressing room still with the boys. But well, here we are.
Yeah, and we'll get to that in a second. But we talked about the commitment. Hamilton College Continentals. You're going like central New York State for this one, a Div 3 team.
Yes, sir.
Maybe walk us through a little bit of the process. When did you get in touch with them first? What was it like getting courted by them?
Well, I first got in touch with them after the showcase, actually. I met the assistant coach, Bennett Hambrook, after I think it was our first game at the showcase, and pretty much been talking to him ever since. I went down there in December for a fly down to check it out, and I was pretty impressed. So, and then I just waited. I was waiting it out for playoffs to see if anything else would roll in, potentially Division I, but nothing happened because, playoffs didn't really happen either. So it's a great school. So, I took the opportunity. I'm really excited to go down there and get after it next year.
So what makes you so excited about it? Is the facilities? Is it the education that they have available? A combo of both, maybe?
Yeah, all of the above. I mean, the education is it's a liberal arts, one of the little Ivies. They play in the NESCAC, the New England Small College Athletic Conference. That's a mouthful. But yeah, no, so they're a really good academic school. And, athletically, they're also very well. They're good as well. It's a great combo for both. I'm super excited. It's an open curriculum, so that'll be nice academically, figure out what I'm interested in, get a degree in something that I'm excited to pursue for the remainder of my life. So
let's explore that for a second. Do you have any experience as a student athlete? You mentioned that you're taking some courses right now. Is that correct? And then trying to juggle hockey in and amongst?
Yeah, well, kind of been a student athlete the entire career, I guess, except the last 2 years before when I wasn't taking courses after I graduated. But it's been nice to get back. I've been taking classes at King's University with Reed Irwin. So, and Jordan Fry's in our math class as well. But no, it's been nice to get back in the groove of school, even though now we had to go back into online. But yeah, it's a good juggle to have.
Yeah, well, and that's part of expanding the repertoire of life skills, which is one of the things that I think anybody that had been around that dressing room, around the team since you were, Max, we were all just so impressed by your maturity, really more so than anything else. And with that being said, what was your role in sort of helping some of the guys, maybe even the younger teammates that you had negotiate such an unusual thing, such an unusual barrier that you guys are all dealing with as athletes?
It's just I've just trying to been a mature presence for the guys, just an ear, like a shoulder to or an ear to talk to, whatever. Like I just like to be there for the boys, help out, do whatever I can. But just as an older guy, just trying to support the young guys as much as possible, because the better they are, the better we are as a team. It's just all the cream rises to the top, as they say.
Well, okay, so as far as rising to the top, you ended up on the number 1 ranked team in Canada to round out your junior career. But prior to that, I can't think of 1,000 careers combined that would deal with as much adversity as you have to this point. And then it all gets, sort of cut short in some sense. So just at a personal level, I think a lot of people are really excited to see you take that step towards school. But maybe just sort of tell an abbreviated version of the story of you even getting as far as you did to play with the Crusaders amid all of the extra stuff before you even got there.
Yeah, okay. Well, it was quite the journey to end up in Sherwood Park, but it started, I guess, in my second year, junior. Yeah, my 18-year-old season. I was still playing salmon arm. It was February 7th of 2018. I got hit from behind and I broke my femur. And then compartment syndrome ensued, which is when your leg swells with blood. And so my leg was pretty massive, like 32 inches around.
Wow.
So cut through the 4 surgeries. I had shout out to blood banks and people donating blood. I had 36 transfusions and 80 bags of blood products over the course of my time in the hospital. So it's kind of whack. To put that into perspective, 5 to 10 bags is what is usually like will refill your body's normal amount of blood.
Yeah.
So that was excessive. But after that, so 2 weeks in the hospital, 4 surgeries. Then that was in Vancouver. Luckily, I broke it in Vancouver. Otherwise, it could have been much worse. But as it is, wasn't great. Rehabbed for about 10 months. Went back to Salmon Arm in would have been November. Then I played like 5 games there. I wasn't playing very well. I couldn't even get it. But then I got traded to Chilliwack, they were number 1 last year in BC when I got traded there.
Right.
So I got to experience a bit of a team. I mean, a bit of a precursor to this year. I didn't have as very big role as much on that team as I did with the Crusaders, which was nice to actually kind of be able to put your stamp on it a bit more. But the journey was certainly a long one. Yeah. I mean, I finally felt by the end of last season, before this year, and in playoffs, it finally felt like I was back a little bit to the way I'd played before. It was probably a full calendar year before I felt like, okay, I can skate a bit like almost as well as I used to, back to feeling more confident with the play and everything. Like it just took forever to get that feeling back, just to feeling like you know what you're doing, to be calm and confident, not stressed about certain things happening, and just like be calm and play the game you want to play.
So
that was a long answer, but
wow, and it's such a long story, right? But I think it's important for people to understand exactly, where you've come from, and in the sense that it's almost like a cruel joke that it ended your junior career anyway, the way that it did. It's so poetic with everything that you dealt with. That not only did you get this far, but you guys didn't even factor into a playoff game because of that first round bye. So, how do you handle that? Are you just kind of accustomed to shaking your head at this sort of thing now?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a water off duck's back at this point. Not to understate it, that I was definitely pissed for a while and sad and overcome by just the fact that all of that effort leading up to this point just ended just so suddenly. And like 3 days prior to it being over, it was just like, yeah, no, it's not going to affect the AJHL. We're just a small league, like, well, and then it comes down, and you're just like, are you kidding me? Like, it's over? Like, we didn't even play a game. We're ready for round 2 to start on the Friday, and Thursday was our last practice. Had to take as many clappers with Jeff as possible before that ended up being our final ice time, which was kind of crazy.
Yeah, head scratching. And I guess a lack of closure might be the best way to describe it, right? Because you go through all of this, and even if you just want to scale it down to this season specifically, you knew you were a part of something special with this Crusaders franchise. The rankings at the end of the year would tell you that. I don't need to. What was it like being a part of that room all year long?
It was a pleasure. I mean, we had a great group of guys. It was a pleasure coming to the rink every day, because not everybody lived in Sherwood Park, so it wasn't your typical junior A type team where everyone's hanging out all the time because they live so close. We had guys living all over Edmonton, which made coming to the rink, I think it made it that much more, kind of looked forward to it a bit more, even every day at practice. Like, you didn't see the guys the night before, hey, like, how's it going? What you been up to? Like, it was just a pleasure and then on the ice, we worked our bags off, but like, we had a great group. Like, no complaints, really. Just completely enjoyed the entire time.
Is there anything that you kind of took developmentally out of this season that you really found clicked for you that you can carry forward?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just solidified. I've been grinding. Feels like I've been grinding since I broke my leg, and then this year when we got just in practice every day, I really, really cherished just getting after it and putting the work boots on every day. So
I'm going to take you back to February 17th of this year. You finally get to throw the damn monkey off your back and score a goal from the point. There it goes. Take me back to that moment.
I mean, it was not really that great of a goal. I thought I scored earlier in the year when Weech tipped that one in, short side.
I
okay.
remember
We don't
that,
need to get into that. But it was nice to score on February 17th. It's my brother's birthday, so that was kind of nice. Meant a little bit more. I was like, oh yeah,
was that
finally
Nolan's
got it off the
birthday?
back. Yeah, that was Nolan's birthday.
Can
he
you
wasn't there,
explain
unfortunately.
was that the first time you guys had come to a training camp together? Because Nolan was up getting a sniff with the big club. So what was that
Yeah,
experience like? That must have been
that
cool.
was really fun. That was really fun. That was a good point. To start the year, it started off really fun like that. He was staying with me at my billets for, I guess would have been 20 days or something. So it was awesome just to do that, because him and I have never played on a team together. And we ended up playing 2 games together this year when you got called up when you were down south. So that was really cool. But just having that brother time, hockey time together, it's different. We never really had that before. So I really liked that. It was a good start to my final year.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. And who knows, maybe the paths cross down the road. Um, I guess I'll kind of end on a bit of a
Yeah.
lighter note here, man. What can we say hockey wise? Everybody's sort of at the mercy of a higher power in some sense, whether it's the government or health officials or whatever. But in the meantime, you're trying to stay as close to game ready as you can. What does that look like right now?
Well, my brother and I have been working out in the basement a lot, and I don't know, it's kind of nice too. Now we have to work out together. We're workout partners. We don't usually work out together in the summers as much. Now we're like dedicated. Like, you got to come work out, and I'm like, really? Like, we're going to work out? It's midnight. We worked out at midnight twice last week. Like,
He's holding you accountable. The little brother is holding you accountable.
A little bit of mostly him though. Right now, yeah.
Is he teaching you anything in the weight room?
No.
You willing to give him that credit? No, I didn't think so.
I'm trying to make him laugh as much as possible when we're lifting. Then it fortifies the abs. He gets mad at me though.
So, yeah, there you go.
Whatever.
Max, I can't say enough about how well you represented the Crusaders franchise. In your 1 year experience, what does it mean to you to be a Crusader?
I don't know. There's no really great descriptor to say. It meant a lot to be part of such a unique, special group. To finish the season 49-9, we didn't even hit double digits in losses, but that was amazing. Just as an accomplishment in that, and then just a pleasure to be a part of such a cool group with, Jeff and Adam and Kyle. They really put together a good team could not have put together a better, more rounded group of guys. It was just a pleasure to be a Crusader.